Good. All right, so this is going to be a pre-trip on 737. Okay, we're going to start by doing the engine compartments. See down here, got the hood latch, yank that up. Kind of make sure that kind of stays up or else you're not going to be able to get the hood latch up. Come around. Usually push up here. This one apparently opens up this way. And in here you're going to feel the latch. Slide that to the left. Immediately I see labels up here. Engine oil 520, it takes about 7 quarts. Transmission fluid, Mercon, and check transmission fluid while it's hot. It's very important to check that while the vehicle is running, or else you're not going to get a good reading. We're going to come and check the oil first. My oil is right here. So again, twist to break the seal. Yank up. Take a handy dandy rag and wipe it first. Very important to check the engine oil while the engine is off and has been sitting, so you get an accurate reading. Put it down back in, all the way. Back up. Right here, I can see that my engine oil is at the top of the second dot. You want your oil to be in between that dot and that dot right there. So this is all right. Back in the hole. Right here, I can see my coolant level. Sometimes if the sun hits it, you can see it. It's right about there, which is in between the max and min, which is on this side of the container. If you can't see it, always make sure you check this. If you're going to open it while it's cold so you don't get sprayed in the face. If you can't see it, you can always look down in, see where the level's at. Same thing with the brake. Here's your brake fluid. You can usually see that when the sun hits it. I can see the oil levels right there, which is good because it's in between max and min. This is your power steering. You can see the fluid is right there at the max. You always want to make sure that's full. That's good. If you can't see it, once again, you can open it up and check inside. Your oil fill is over here on this side. You can see the oil. It takes 5W20. Do not put the wrong oil in. You're going to check your battery terminals. Make sure those are good and tight. Make sure the key's off when you do that so you don't zap yourself. And your washer fluid over here on there. You can take a peek down inside. If you can't see it, you should probably fill it. It's a little low anyway. Check your belts. You got your serpentine belt right here. You're gonna look to see if it's worn, damaged, or anything like that. This one looks good. All right. Down. Next, we'll move on to tires and wheel wells. You're always going to check your tread depth. If you can stick the tip of your finger in there, that's typically all right. That one looks good. Lug nuts are tight. Those are good. Always want to look at the rotors, make sure they're not wavy. Those are all right. Caliper's fine. And you're going to look behind the tire, see if you can see any axle leaks. You're going to see oil dripping down. That's good. Springs are fine. Shocks are fine. You're going to come around. Do the same thing. Always make sure you check both of your duals. That one's alright. Lug nuts are tight. Yep, that's hard. Make sure both of them are hard. Then you're going to look around the tire to see if you can see any oil leaking. You'll see oil dripping down the inside dual. Leaf springs seem to be alright. There's nothing dangling in the way. You got your gas cap. Always make sure you have a gas cap on there so you don't get water in your fuel. That's not good. Mud flaps should be dangling down a decent amount just so you don't get water spray. Come around. This tire is good. You got tread depth. They're both hard. You have to move that out of the way, but here you can just kind of, you'll be able to hear if the tire is flat when you kick it. Same with this one. I can't really stick my finger in that tread, which means that tire needs to be replaced. Also, there's a gouge in the sidewall. I can see wires exposed. That's got to get replaced. Lug nuts seem fine. Springs are fine. Shock's fine. And no oil dripping out. What's next? I guess we'll move inside the vehicle and we'll start doing lights. So the keys should always be locked in the job box for spray vehicles. So you got your handy dandy toolbox key. When you come around, bladder, 3 points of contact. Don't trip, fall, and die. Yep, always watch your step because you always got hoses in the way. Your lock should be under here. Pull down. This one's a little weird. You gotta open up the lock just a little, push it through the hole that's right inside of here. Get your key. Put that back in. Always try to keep your job box locked, but for right now it's fine. When you're driving down the road, always make sure this is inside or tucked up where it can be, so you're not driving down the road and having it flopping everywhere. This one just slides back in. While we're in here, I'm going to check all the gauges. Dead. This truck appears to be dead. Normally you'd go through and check all your lights, make sure your high beams work, your low beams work, your turn signals, your four ways, your beacons, aero board if you have one. This one doesn't have an aero board. For these, you also have to check your fire extinguisher. Make sure that arrow is in the green mark. That means it's operational. You always want to check for triangles, which are usually located behind the seat. They'll look something like this, or in a red box. You just open them up and set them up if you need them. For this, you'll also need your med card, because it's over 10,000 pounds. You're going to look for your weight rating. See, it's 12,000. Your height is usually written up here on the dash. That's also what you have to have written down. You're going to be checking your heater, defrost, horn. Horn doesn't work because the battery's dead. I believe that is all.